Yes, here we are with our Castrol active Cling On to the Cup Hangout. With this hangout a little earlier too, didn't we? Just before the World Cup started, we had Sanjay Manjrekar with us, we had Anil Kumble with us, and we were talking about whether or not India can get there, what the role of the fans was, and I'm delighted to say about a third of the way into the World Cup, it's all looking quite nice, isn't it? I mean, I was delighted. I was very, very fortunate to have been both at Adelaide and Melbourne when India beat Pakistan first. That, by the way, irrespective of the scorecard, was a 90-10 audience win. There were 90% blue in the audience. And then India went to South Africa and won in amazing style. I think some of us thought if India can win one of those two, that'll be a good result. It'll guarantee you a certain placement. But I thought the performance was terrific. It was quite unbelievable to beat Pakistan the way you beat Pakistan, and then to take on a team like South Africa, which is among the contenders, to win by 130 runs was quite unbelievable actually. And with that momentum built up, with the confidence that generated, I don't think UAE was ever going to be a huge opponent. I mean, you've got to play them, you've got to win them, you've got to look for positives. Rohit Sharma made runs there. Ashwin, I thought, bowled beautifully. Jadeja got more overs in. Bhuvneshwar came in a little bit. So you're going to win against UAE anyway. So they've managed to silence a lot of people. There were a lot of critics who thought that India had no chance at all. But India did it. So we're about a third of the way there. Played 3-1-3, which is always a good thing. So where will it go on? We're here on our Castrol Active Cling On to the Cup. And we're trying to bring you, look ahead now to what actually happened. I'll tell you just one other thing before I introduce a very dear friend of mine sitting in the studio and some very dear friends of mine scattered everywhere. And that is that I saw something at the ground that I was privileged to see and that I don't think I will ever see again. And that was the crowds. I saw the crowds in Adelaide. It was unbelievable. And then we went to the MCG. You know, we'd been told 84,000 came to watch England versus Australia. Traditional rivalry, all the Englishmen love it, the Aussies love it, big crowd over there. 86,860 people came to watch India versus South Africa. India versus South Africa, 86,000 people. When they sang the national anthem, you had to be a most cruel India-hating person not to have the hair standing up on your head. We all became fans. Some of them really crazy. Some of them almost Gaurav Kapur-esque because he is unbelievable. Gaurav.
Is that my cue?
Yes,
Finally.
that is your cue. I finally got you to get a word in.
Yeah, I was sitting here for like 3 minutes going, my
But you're used to
turn.
waiting for your cue anyway.
My turn. When I'm with certain Mr. Sidhu, am I not?
Yes.
I'm used to waiting for it. How are you, Harsha?
Very well, very well. It was fantastic.
I tell you, you showed me that video of everybody singing the national anthem. And that was goosebumps.
I mean, you're not one of those. You're one of those cool dude types, right? You don't get goosebumps easily.
Yeah, I'm a cool guy, and I don't get goosebumps that easy. But I got goosebumps with that because honestly, it's just the vibe of some things and the energy. And if I could feel it on screen, on a mobile phone, then
how was it
I can't
for
even
you
think
guys?
how it might be there.
How is it for you guys, all the fans sitting at home watching?
For us, it's first of all, it's having to wake up earlier than usual on a weekend. But it's completely worth it. And secondly, I think it was amazing that India has lulled us into this false sense of insecurity in the last 2 months that they were in Australia. They walked on to every game saying, we couldn't win a lottery if we bought all the tickets. And then suddenly the World Cup starts and they wake up and they start winning, and they win against Pakistan and win South Africa, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was doing commentary with Saurav Ganguly, and he said not qualifying for the final of the Tri-Series may not be such a bad thing after all.
It was a great thing because they got time off.
And they just went away from the game.
Yeah.
Some people went to see family. I think Dhoni being the guy who took all the bowlers on a mini boot camp, saying, "Aisi bowling karoge to aise milega." And see how they bowled after that. I think the turnaround has come with the bowling, but we're going to talk to another expert about that as we go along too. But the fans,
the fans were amazing, and I'm actually really envious that you were there and you saw all of that. Next time, mujhe bhi le jana, please. I'll come along and say,
You behave yourself.
Carry the water, I'll do something.
No, you behave yourself.
Catch up on makeup.
I'm going to win this argument because if I tell Gaurav Kapur, behave yourself, I'll take you. I won anyway.
Yeah, because then I'm not going along. So I said, why are you asking me that? What if I don't? What if I am who I am and carry your water and do a touch up on your makeup, anything? Your travel logistics manager. I don't know, there must be something. No?
No.
Well, okay.
Why don't you ask our other friend who's sitting in Perth at the moment?
Yes, we have our dear friend Sanjay Manjrekar who's sitting in Perth and he's had a couple of days off for himself. Sanjay, hi, how are you?
Like the look.
We can. It's cracking up a little bit, but
संजय सुर में बोलो जरा.
ये तो सुर में ही बोलते हैं.
मैं सुर में बोल रहा हूँ. शायद ये जो मीडियम है वो थोड़ा सा मेरी आवाज को बेसुरा कर रहा है.
नहीं वो ठीक है. आवाज आपकी बेसुर नहीं होती. जो आप फिलहाल बोल रहे हैं उसकी बेसुर होती है. और you are never shy of pointing that out, but that's okay. Tell me, how is it like being in Perth? I mean, it's a smaller, quieter city than say Melbourne, but there must still be a lot of fans around. It must still be a good atmosphere there.
Actually, when you roam about in the city of Perth, then I think about Mumbai city, and I think Mumbai looks like only when there are riots. Hindu-Muslim riots, 92, 93 UB riots. So at what time it looks like Perth, but where I'm actually perched in one of the hotel rooms, from here I can see the ground. I can actually see the whack up from here, where India beat UAE, and वो match में दम इसलिए भी नहीं था कि UAE ये country भी नहीं लगती. It's like an abbreviation, UAE. India playing a certain company, UAE.
But it is a company. It's a company that deals in gold and oil, and it had basically all the.
And as someone said,
company of Emirates. They have the company of fellow Emirates. Yeah.
Absolutely. And as somebody said, Sanjay, you beat them at your own peril. You beat them when the price of petrol goes up by 3 rupees.
We're finished then. And some of our friends who've gone to the Gulf will be sent back also.
I know. There you are.
Yeah. It's weird. I was thinking that if I had also taken up a job in the Gulf after class 12 or something, I would have been playing against Dhoni. हो सकता था. But वहाँ पे I was just saying कि आप जो बेसुरी होने वाली बात कर रहे थे, normally हिंदी में कहावत होती है नाच ना जाने आंगन टेढ़ा. But in your case, because we've heard your sur, we know यहाँ पे आंगन ही टेढ़ा है. नाच आपका बिल्कुल ठीक है.
जी हाँ, जो मेरे गुरु हैं, जिनसे मैं सीखा हूँ, गाना सीखा हूँ, वो कभी बेसुरी नहीं करते. वो अगर ट्राई भी करते वो भी बेसुरी नहीं करते.
संजय, in your view, correct. वो तो पता ही था.
Okay.
In your view,
Harsha wants to now talk cricket.
Yes, I want to talk cricket because when I talk music, it is an uneven playing field with you.
Correct.
So I talk about cricket. Thought I level it.
The man with the vibrato.
Why do you think this turnaround has happened? Because we were together and we were in despair seeing the tri-series. We were working together on it. The test series was a despair. Why do you think this turnaround has happened in your view?
In the post-match presentation after the UAE game, I wanted to ask this of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So I डर के उसको पूछा कि has the Indian team reached a stage where because they play so much of one-day cricket that they tend to raise the game in the tournament that matter. You got the feeling when they were playing in the tri-series that they were not really into it, especially if you want Virat Kohli, a guy who hates to get out. Tri-series में जब भी वो जल्दी out होता है, you used to just sort of walk off as if good, I've got more time off now. So I think these people have almost become like these rock stars who want to perform on a big stage. And I think they just raised the game from the Pakistan match. I must confess that South Africa was a surprise. Because I expected South Africa to win. But just that they raised the intensity when it mattered is great news for Indian cricket, and that is what Mahendra Singh Dhoni has done as captain, and the team has responded.
Sanjay, just one other issue. Gaurav, when I'm talking to Sanjay, there's one thing that riles Sanjay enormously, and that riles all of us, which is that our bowlers are bowling 3-4 balls, beautiful, outswinger, playing, missing 2 full-on leg stump, 4 through mid-wicket.
Yeah.
and Sanjay would tear his hair out because luckily he has enough like you. He would tear his hair out. But this time Sanjay was seeing the pitch maps and the bowlers are not giving any freebies on those legs. I mean, if Gaurav Kapur...
Can I say something? It's actually very interesting. If you watch Umesh Yadav against Pakistan with the new ball.
Yeah.
He bowled exactly like he had done in the past, in the Test series and the Tri series. There were a couple of bad balls with the new ball. So I was thinking, here we go again. But later on, with the slightly old ball, he came back and he got a few wickets. But now, the confidence is running high, and we have a very rare situation. Are bowling well together, bowling disciplined lines and length, all three together. Now that has never happened before, and Dhoni has a big smile on his face because he's seeing something which he's never seen before.
But it's amazing because even Morgan yesterday said about the match with Sri Lanka, he said that our bowlers bowled one bad ball per over, and that's how we gave the match away. And I was thinking, my God, one bad ball per over 2 months ago for India would have been, oh, we'll take that. We'll take that. Because it was so many, but now it's completely changed.
I think he was being very kind by saying they bowled one bad ball per over.
That's right.
I think he was being
they
very
bowled one good ball per spell.
Correct. Let's get, we've got some other people in. Actually, we've got someone from the Bharat Army in there as well. We've got,
I've got the names here. We've got Bhakti, who's one of our influencers. Bhakti is joining us. Bhakti, are you there?
Hi guys, I'm there.
Hi Bhakti, where are you right now?
I am miles away, wanting to be in Perth, but I'm not in Perth. But I'm watching World Cup with crossed fingers. I just want to cling on to the cup and bring it back.
Are you in Delhi or Mumbai? Where are you?
Mumbai.
You're in Mumbai.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this lunch hour or are you just taking it easy from work? Does everybody know you're doing this?
Everybody knows I'm doing it. In fact, they're trying to watch me do it. I've given them the link to live telecast. They're eager to peek in and say a quick hi, but I've shut the door.
No, make them watch it. Send out a full broadcast email to your company. Everybody must watch it.
Yeah, sure.
Get everybody in. Okay, we've also got Megha who's joining us. Hi, Megha. Are you there?
Yes.
Hi, Megha. What's that? Is that a giant crossword behind you?
That's the Google thing.
Wow, that's amazing.
What is 6 up?
Huh?
What is 6 across?
I think 6 across is India wins World Cup. 7 down is cling on to the cup.
Yay.
That's all I could tell. Megha, thank you so much for joining us. And we've also got Paul. Paul, where are you, Paul?
Hi, Gaurav.
Hi, Paul.
I'm in Mumbai right now.
You're in Mumbai. Paul, you're looking really shady right now. Are you bunking work?
This is my meeting room, actually.
Meeting room.
Yes.
Put to good use.
And you're meeting some interesting people as well. Good to know.
Yeah. That's excellent. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. But we have to say, Harsha, I think for me, the high point, of course, India's won all the matches and that's great. But for me, the high point has been seeing my face on the LED boards.
Yes, it's interesting, isn't it? There have been fans at home, there have been fans in the stands. But what was amazing also was that there were fans on the LED boards. I mean, I went for a little walk around and I saw before the game, I actually tweeted a picture of that.
You clicked a picture of me on the board and sent it to me. Yeah.
But there were fans cheering on the LED boards as well, see.
All thanks to Castrol. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Have you guys, the three of you, let me get you three in. Have you sent your pictures or your videos in already? Have you featured on the LED board?
Yes, Gaurav. I have been featured in the India-UAE match, which India won so convincingly, and it was great to see. In fact, my tweet also got featured. There was someone holding a board with my tweet, and I was ecstatic. It was great.
When your face came on that LED board, Suresh Raina turned around and waved at you.
I hope it did. I hope Shikhar did.
Oh, sorry, it's not Suresh Raina. Suresh, I'll tell him wrong number.
Slightly older now. No, Shikhar is younger. The youth is being favoured by the league.
But you know, they played in the same team. Under 19, they're the same age. But Shikhar's got the tattoos and the moustache and all, which he probably
that's why. You like the whole macho look going, right? That's why you probably like John also. And John Abraham was on the LED boards as well. So I'm sure you liked him being on the LED boards as well. Bhakti?
No, I was just watching my team. I'm not. Bollywood can take a back seat. It's all about the World Cup and cricket right now.
It's all about clinging on to the cup.
Yes, absolutely.
That's excellent. Megha, what about you? Megha, were you on the boards as well?
Yes, I was there.
Yeah?
Yep.
Did you put a smiling face? Because right now, I don't know, you're smiling very half-heartedly.
Yes, I did. And Rohit Sharma was batting.
Rohit Sharma was batting that time?
Yeah, and he's my favorite cricketer.
This was in the UAE match?
Yes.
So that's the reason why he scored some runs finally.
I think she agrees.
He figured it out. Okay.
I must tell you one thing though. I mean, we meet a lot of cricketers, and last time Sanjay and Manjrekar, Anil Kumble were sitting here, and they were talking about how the fans can lift the crowd. Sanjay talked about playing the 96 game in Bangalore, playing the 96 World Cup in India. Anil Kumble talked about 99 and how everyone just lifted them up. There's one thing we have to admit. We're sitting here nicely, but I think it's the fans that have made the World Cup to a large extent. I know fans don't score runs or fans don't take wickets, but fans just lift everybody. So we talked about the fans being in the stadium, we talked about the fans being at home, but we talked about the fans on the LED boards as well. We talked about the fans in Twitter, we talked about the fans on Facebook as well. I mean, I'm just trying to imagine, as we all do, Gaurav, sometimes in fantasy, we're standing on the boundary there, India playing Pakistan, standing on the boundary, waiting for the ball to come, we're going to take the catch, and there's all of India cheering you from behind.
Yeah. There's, when the World Cup happened, last World Cup happened in India and we won it, and people said there was, obviously the home advantage of playing at home, and this time, the World Cup is so far away and it's happening in Australia and the hours are bad. But when you see Adelaide and you see Melbourne, you're thinking, hang on, we're not playing this World Cup away from home. Because when you have 80 or 90% of the spectators in the ground who are cheering for India, and then you think, but I'm not in India, so therefore you feel the pride and you probably feel the surge as a player even more when you're getting those kind of numbers of support in Australia.
In fact, Gaurav, MS Dhoni said at the press conference afterwards, he said, we had 65, 70,000 Indians cheering us on. We don't get that many in India sometimes because the stadium doesn't accommodate that many. So I think it's fair for all of us to pull back and say, you made it happen. Well done. Now what next? Let's move on.
We're going to move on to shall we move on to our next segment?
Yes.
I actually want to ask you a question, Harsha, because we won 3 games now, right? We won the 3 games. Our bowling is ticking, our batting is ticking, everything's going well. But we also have, we're just halfway done. We have more games to play, a couple of easy ones maybe, Ireland and Zimbabwe. Slightly tougher one when you're talking about West Indies. But the job for the team and the job for the fans is not yet done.
No, it isn't done because you want all the fans to be there. I think when I was in Australia, and Sanjay is now in Australia at the moment too, so he'll agree with this, that when the India games come around, some of the Australians actually turn up to see what it is like to be with Indian fans, because they've not seen those. I mean, you get them at footy in Australia, but they hadn't seen those kind of fans in India. And it became a big talking point in the newspapers there. I think they said that every international game anywhere in the world is actually a branch office of India because of all the Indian fans going across there. So I'll say that again, you made it happen, but you've got to keep making it happen. And you'll continue being on those LED boards while India take on first the West Indies in Perth and then go across New Zealand to play the other 2 games.
We should ask Sanjay. In fact, Sanjay, are you still with us?
Very much up.
Sanjay, so tell me, what's it looking like in Perth in terms of the Indian fans looking forward to this game on what is going to be Holi in India? So are there still plenty of fans who are just staying there in Perth? Do you see a lot of activity with blue shirts?
Yes, I mean, when you sort of enter the hotel lobby, and that's where the Indian team is staying, is where I'm staying in the same hotel. And there are these fans waiting and patiently for sometimes the whole day just to catch a glimpse of India. And in the end, even when they don't get any of the players, get a poor ex-turn commentator that with autographs and autographs.
He's probably sitting in his room singing songs.
I have to leave sometimes to get vitamin D.
Yeah.
Get the sun. I've been told that I have become vitamin D deficient.
But yeah, I
No, but,
completely agree being in the hotel, but there's also a lot of vitamin W in Perth with all the wind, so you better be careful.
Absolutely. But that's something that you need to worry about more than me. I think.
Topi sambalo thinker state.
But looking ahead to West Indies.
Yeah, and this is the World Cup thing. There's so much for one-day cricket that gets played that people also are now carefully choosing what they want to watch and where they want to spend their money, their time, their energy. And even when you're walking in the streets, you can see that the World Cup fever is clearly on. Perth is much quieter than places like Melbourne and Sydney, but a lot of Indian people around in the streets, and they're just sort of looking out for any glimpse of any known face. Now, if this was a one-day tri-series, Australia, India, England, I don't think that kind of craze would have been that evident. World Cup makes a difference. It comes once in 4 years, and you can feel it. So palpable.
Okay, let's see if it continues to happen in Perth. But on the evidence of what we've seen so far, let's see what the players did and let's see what you did. Let's relive that.
One thing is sure, it's going to be a noisy.
I reckon that 80% of the balls have been hit well, which gives you a feel for the control he's had. He's held his shape with his stroke play. Good performance.
We've got a magnificent Virat Kohli here with us.
It's a demoralizing loss. Who's going to put them up because they've got big games to come. Six, hitting it with the turn. Suresh.
He's like standing like, I don't know if he was standing like Shah Rukh Khan or like, I don't know what he was doing.
Okay, let's see. Do a Shah Rukh. Let's see. Now, don't do a Salman because we like you. We like you as you are.
Yeah.
Do a Gaurav.
I actually don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. That would probably be a cling on to the cup, cling on to the cup, cling on to the cup. Control yourself, control yourself.
That he's going to walk right across. That's why he does what he does, and we only do what we do because he's excellent.
They taped you right to the chair, didn't they? They've got you wired to the chair. Oh, there you are.
देखा संगत की वजह से ऐसे होता है.
बुरी संगत रख लिया आप आजकल.
Let us, Megha, what did you do, Megha, when India were winning? Were you also cheering madly like this man?
Absolutely. Yes, I was getting crazy when I saw they were winning and Shikhar Dhawan scoring so many fours. Amazing.
I think 7 across was 2-3-2. We did it.
We did.
Maybe that's what you were doing with the crossword at the back.
Megha, you don't sound like you were. It doesn't look like you were capable of cheering madly. You seem so restrained. Yeah. Right? Show us what a mad cheer would be. Like India has just beaten England in the quarter-final. How would you cheer? Come on.
No, you wouldn't do that. No, you wouldn't do
that. But I actually go crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Make us a muted crazy face. Do this. Can you see me? Can you do this? So sweet. She's so restrained. She's very polite.
Anyway, but I saw a lot of fans at the ground as well, and they were waiting an hour and a half at the end of the day. And if you went onto that main mall in Adelaide at the end of the day, it was an absolute sea of blue. But the fact that a lot of you were actually present on those boards was a credit to two things. One was a credit to the campaign itself that took you there, but a credit to how technology is used to create that right kind of ambience. So I mean, all you had to do was send a photograph, but once you send a photograph, then someone at the back end had to actually send that photograph across then match the specs on which you had sent with the specs that the boundary board needed, and then put that up on the boundary board. I was there the day before, and I'm seeing all these guys down the ground over there trying to see the pictures are coming, if the sync is right, so that the next day when the game's actually being played out, when the cameras are on, then the photographs are actually coming the right way. So it was a combination of the enthusiasm of the fans and the technology that was used at the back end to allow Castrol Active cling on to the
And
cup.
this was the first time that this has happened
Yes.
in an international game.
Yes.
And what a platform
I
really to
won't
do
be
it for the first
surprised
time.
if at the next Football World Cup there's some Brazilian fans up there. I think the only comparison to Indian fans is probably Latin American fans at the World Cup. So I wouldn't
That's
surprised if
true.
someone's
Football.
doing that. But this was a first, yes. This was a first, but I don't think we should use the past tense. It wasn't a first, it is a first, because we are expecting that you will continue being on social media, on Twitter, continue sending your photographs and continue waiting to see if you actually are on the boundary boards.
No, but I have to tell you, while you were in Australia and I was back here in India, back home, the Twitterverse was, buzz with this hashtag, cling on to the cup. There was Facebook and people shared their photos, they pledged to cling on to the cup, and, there was just so much online activity. And I want to ask Paul. Paul, are you there?
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
What was your experience? What did you see happening online?
Actually, you asked everyone whether they send their pictures and whether it was shown on the LED screen. Every time I went to pick up the phone to click a selfie, UAE lost a wicket. So that is the reason I could not manage, I could not click a selfie. Because the celebration would start and you forget about it. Then again you get back to the selfie thing, there's another wicket gone.
Do you like the campaign then? Would you like to see these campaigns on for a little longer?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think people who cannot go to the venue for matches, for them, an online platform is the best thing available.
Yeah, because I get on all the Castrol tweets as well, and Castrol is actually tweeting to them saying you're on the ground, and it must be surreal to think, you know what, I'm actually sitting at home, but I'm at the ground.
Yeah,
I'm sitting at home. Gaurav's sitting here, but he's at the ground. Sanjay's at the ground, but we're seeing him here.
It was amazing because when I saw my picture first, and even though I knew it's coming there, and when I saw it, it gives you a bit of a jolt, like this happy jolt, where you see it was like, oh, that's nice, I'm on a boundary board. So you know that people pay a lot of money to advertise their brand, and suddenly here I am as a fan of cricket, and I'm on the board. And I think that's amazing that cling on to the cup and Castrol is on that.
When I was first told about this campaign, about how Castrol Active is going to start this cling on to the cup campaign, and I said, listen, are you sure? Because the campaign will survive only if a lot of people participate in it. I mean, you can say we'll put the photographs in, but people actually got to ride with the campaign, ride with the mood, ride with the emotion, send in their photographs, send in not only the photographs. In fact, I noticed, I actually heard the cheer sounds coming in the ground, because some people actually sent in their cheer slogans.
Jeetega, bhai, jeetega, India, jeetega.
And that was actually played out there as well.
While you keep speaking, I'll just keep doing that at the back.
so that I get the feeling that I'm doing commentary and he's the in the background. Yeah.
Just giving. I'm telling you, I'll come along with you next time as background sound effects provider. Something I'm trying. I'm still trying. Don't worry. By the end of this hour, I'll get there.
No, but it was interesting to see the number of people who actually sent it out, and we're playing out pictures of people who were actually there. Not only that, some people who actually were there got to speak to Glenn McGrath, to Mike Hussey. All these people were in that fan zone area. Everyone was there, so it was good. And if you like what you see, if you're on this hangout, if you like what you see, and you're seeing Megha, and you're seeing Paul, and you're seeing everybody up there, and you want to be in it as well, then be on Facebook, be on Twitter, follow at Castrol Cricket, get onto the Facebook page, be part of the Cling On to the Cup campaign, and send in your photographs. Why, Gaurav and me? I think you look better than us.
We should. I want to ask you a question. Is that we won these 3 games?
Yes.
We've got 3 more games to go till we go to the quarterfinal. We are definitely finishing on top of this group, is what I think.
Unless you do something stupid, yes.
So, do you think something stupid can happen? Because normally, just when you don't expect it is when it happens.
I'll tell you what. It's interesting. We've been watching on television, but Sanjay is actually there. Because Sanjay saw, one of the things with Perth is that there's a lot of bounds there.
Yeah.
There's one area the West Indies would like to play, it is in Perth, because most other places the bowling isn't quite what it used to be. Certainly not when Sanjay was getting the perfume ball going past his nose. But Sanjay, on the basis of what you saw there, what do you think of India's chances going ahead?
I'm with Gaurav. I don't see India losing a game. I see India finishing right at the top unbeaten stage.
So no tripping up against the West Indies?
You know how the game is. It can happen, but you know, the longer the format, weaker is the opposition.
Yeah.
So in 50 overs cricket, I'm not sure. And you know, these matches are happening once a week. So by the time India plays, they're all sort of to be on the ground. No fatigue factor or getting bored by winning, all that kind of thing. People come to watch. They feel the pressure of it. I don't see really India slipping up, taking things lightly and losing an Ireland or a Zimbabwe or West Indies.
So I want to ask you one question for the fans, Sanjay. Is that as a fan, if in this whole Australia-New Zealand World Cup, if I had only one venue to go to, right? If there was only one venue as a fan, which one would you recommend?
Has to be Melbourne, isn't it?
MCG?
Yeah, lots of people there, and because it is sort of, you know, like an enclosed structure, the sound sort of gets trapped in there, and it's just a great experience. The weather also can be wonderful at times. Perth is a little quieter, but it has got its own, you know, beauty with the pace and bounce. Adelaide is another great place. India, Pakistan, that is a great setting to have. Subcontinent conditions. Cricket can be good to watch. We have Asian teams playing. But Melbourne, I think, number one.
You know, there's one other set of people we need to acknowledge here, because I saw them at the ground there, and that was these Bharat Army guys.
Yeah.
Because they were on our first hangout, actually. There were a couple of guys from Bharat Army on our hangout, and they're talking about what they're going to do. You know, it's tough being a Bharat Army kind of fan, because you go there full of expectation, you're going to cheer on, you get hammered, and then they've got nowhere to hide, right? Because they get the brunt of it. So I was just very impressed with all these guys who turned up there. And I'm sure they'll turn up in Perth, and then in those little grounds. I don't think those grounds in New Zealand can accommodate as many Indian spectators go there. And then hopefully for the quarterfinal, then they can come up as well. But we've got a few matches coming up. We've got India West Indies coming up. Sanjay, who's favourite for India West Indies?
India.
You're not worried about these tall West Indies bowlers using the bounce, you know? They beat Pakistan by 150 runs.
Yes, I mean, I can see one of the openers, you know, typically getting outside the off some to Jason Fuller, around Taylor with the ball, bouncing, Shikhar Dhawan, you know, driving in style and getting a important point and all that. But Ajinkya Rahane's emergence at number 4 is a great bonus. Suresh Raina, you know, will come down the order, get Dhoni got 18 against South Africa, but they look the part. It's looking good team and West Indies, I think these days lack self-belief. There are people like Marlon Samuels who think they're playing an individual sport. Chris Gayle takes a while to get going, so I'm not so impressed with this current West Indian team. So even if India doesn't play the best of their ability, they should still be able to win this match.
I'm excited that the match is happening on Holi, because that gives me 2 reasons to paint my face as a fan. And for all you fans there also, it's 2 reasons to paint your face. One, of course, that India is playing, so you put a tricolour on your cheek. I've done it. I can tell you the first time I did it as well. India playing Sri Lanka in the World Cup in '96, right? 1996 World Cup.
Delhi?
Kotla.
Delhi?
When Sanjay.
Okay, you can talk about everything but the result.
Yeah, we will not talk about the result. But I will also tell you that I had the tricolour painted on my face. Yes, I did. And I didn't get into the stadium. That's because that time Firozshah Kotla, I think, could accommodate about 14 people.
Yes.
And they had sold...
Because they built new stands.
14.
That's how they got to 14.
They got 14 and they had new stands. And we had a ticket and we couldn't get in there. I remember my face was painted and I was waiting outside and I was so upset because there was no social media that time.
Correct.
I could not put myself on an LED screen.
Let's ask.
That just happened now.
Let's ask our 3 friends up here. Maybe you can see them there.
Megha and Paul.
Yeah, Megha, Paul, and Bhakti. Bhakti, let's start with you. I haven't been to you for a while. Would you want to paint your face?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. With or without Holi, the tricolour is what we paint our face and sit in front of the screen to watch each and every match. In fact, we don't even change the breakfast we had the last World Cup. It's crazy the lengths we go to ensure that Team India wins and right.
So what's an India game day breakfast?
India came, they left this pancakes with me.
Wow.
I get the feeling seeing Bhakti that she might paint her face, but Megha might have black and white all over her face.
Megha will not paint her face. Megha
No.
looks like she is paranoid about her skin going bad because she's got the and then dermatologist, and so she does. But listen, for all those of you who are worried about making a trip to your dermatologist and don't want to actually paint your face, you can let Google Plus do it for you, because that can happen as well thanks to technology. Let me ask Megha first, and then I'll tell you how Google Plus can do that. Megha,
Yes.
will you paint your face or not?
I will.
Will you paint it like in reality, or will you go to the color my face on Google Plus?
Yeah, color my face or
I told you she's going to do that. I can. Finally, I think now in my life, I'm beginning to understand women a little bit.
So go to Google Plus, and what's the hashtag? Hashtag paint my face. Send a photograph. Google Plus hashtag paint my face, and in 20 seconds or whatever?
20 seconds.
20
Paint your
seconds.
face. Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Put a
amazing.
hashtag paint India, hashtag paint my face. Go to Google Plus, send your photographs, and you will get your face in the color, the tricolor.
And that's the picture, then that'll go on the LED boards on the ground in India.
Right, so what we'll do, here's something. I don't know if it's part of the script, but we'll do it anyway. We'll set Gaurav Kapur's photograph first. Because this poor young kid went to the 96 World Cup and couldn't get in, spite of having the India flag. So you send it first.
I had the India flag. I had a ticket, and they didn't let me in. But thank God they didn't let me in, because I was the one with Sanjay Surya absolutely killed Manoj Prabhakar in particular, and I don't think I wanted to see that. So,
Right. So if you want to go, remember you can follow on Twitter, you can follow on Facebook, you can go on Google Plus, send your photograph, and be part of it, because that would be interesting. Can you imagine you're actually at a ground, everyone's up there, everyone's supporting India, and there is this army of people. There's this army of people, all of whom have their faces painted in the tricolor.
this is amazing, and you're going to see it on the screen.
I
So
don't
I'm
think
gonna
Mr.
do it.
Manjrekar will do it though.
Mr. Manjrekar, will you just send his picture?
What a good idea!
Get it done.
Sanjay, you've decided we're sending your photograph.
Why not? Why not?
He doesn't have a choice in the matter. As easy as that. But let's now talk a little. I mean, we've spoken a lot about the
You're also
fans.
sending your photograph to the LED board.
I am.
I'm waiting to see your photograph on the LED board all painted.
In fact, I won't even probably go to Google Plus. I'll paint
Oh,
it myself.
there it is. It's already there.
There you go. But that's not the painted one.
No, but it will get painted on that day. It's on Holi.
There you go. That was my picture.
Yes,
Next to me is
the person next to you
gentleman.
looking a bit worried about being next to you.
He's looking very stern,
Yes.
and that almost looks like a picture from the post office, if you know what I mean.
think
It's from the post office.
I'll tell my-
I'm just kidding. On the other side is the Actibond, who I think is also very handsome. I think hanging on to the Actibonds in the fan zone was probably more fun. That was a lot of fun as well.
I'll send my photograph too, but just paint it properly.
We've already sent it.
You have to.
I've sent yours. I've sent Sanjay's.
We had Anil actually. Anil is the interesting one because Anil is just, at least Sanjay goes and Sanjay sings and Sanjay wears his emotions on his sleeve when he's doing commentary. Anything can happen with you. I mean, I've done my share. But Anil Kumble is a serious guy. I'm really looking forward to seeing Anil Kumble's photograph sent out, which we will. And we'll see how he looks with his face painted.
He's not going to be amused. He will not be amused. I don't think we should do that.
Sanjay, how do you think Anil Kumble will look with his face painted? Because you know how it is to play with Anil Kumble and how it is to be on the wrong side of Anil Kumble.
Yeah, but I think he'll give careful instructions to whoever who's painting the face. Make sure that this is like this and like that. It's quite a spot actually. All these people who seem very serious as cricketers once they quit the game. It's just fun to hang around with. Rahul Dravid. He comes into
I was
the
just going to name him. Almost.
my face lights up because he's just become such a great guy to be with. Kapil Dev has become great fun to hang around with. I thought it was Kapil Paji for us. Every time they come to the dressing room, we have to get up and say Kapil Paji. Now we are having fun with him. So Anil Kumble will mind it, but it has to be done in a specific way.
Sanjay, who among all the people, keep talking about all your teammates, who do you think would have been the best over there? With his
Best
face-
over there today?
Ajay Jadeja.
Ajay Jadeja, Vinod Kambli.
Yes.
He would have preferred maybe a different color on his face, but he's the guy who like Manoj Prabhakar actually was quite a fun guy, and the match that we watched Gaurav, Pirosha Court, Manoj Prabhakar in the end. When Sanjay went up. Yeah, fun guys and fun here as well in this current team. There are a lot of people who I can see just right. I think Rane might see a clean up.
But let's ask our influence as well. Who are your favorites going ahead in this tournament? Let's start with Megha. Megha, who's your favorite player going ahead? Who would you want to go up to and say, cling on to the cup? I want to see you score 100.
Rohit Sharma. I'm like a fan.
Whose fan are you? Sorry?
Rohit Sharma.
Say it that way because the words were almost dying in motion towards the end.
Yeah. So Rohit Sharma is your favorite amongst all cricketers?
Yes, totally.
Indian, international, everyone.
Yeah.
Like the world starts and stops with Rohit Sharma.
Exactly.
Okay, you can
It's a bit like Matthew Hayden actually.
Sorry, Sanjay?
It's a bit like Matthew Hayden because when he starts talking about Rohit Sharma, we struggle to get the commercial breaks.
Yeah, it must have been good actually. She would have enjoyed it, Megha. But I know that Sanjay and me, we all get a little exasperated because we know how he can be. But that 50 would stand him in very good stead, wouldn't he? That 50 he got against UAE. Just convince him, look, I've got some runs against my name.
Yeah. I totally want him to score 100 this time. Against
He's done it twice.
You know,
200.
Yeah.
She's such a fan. I asked Sanjay, how do you think it'll be good if Rohit Sharma gets these runs behind him? But before Sanjay could get a word in, there she was saying, I want to get 100.
Just see, if you want to make her giggle, I just have to say, Rohit Sharma, Megha, Rohit Sharma. It's like you're trying to hypnotize the child. Rohit Sharma. He just goes red in the face. This is amazing.
You're impossible.
This is, I'm telling you, I don't know if you have a boyfriend or a husband, but I think he's just realized with you now that whenever he's having a fight or he's misbehaved, he knows how he can press the button and make you smile again. You're so insensitive. Oh no, baby. Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma.
Bhakti, who's your Rohit Sharma?
Shikhar. That one actually one of my favorites. Shikhar and AB de Villiers. And I want Shikhar to break his record. And that will be like such a great day for me.
But which one? Which record?
The World Cup record right now, where he scored AB de Villiers scored the quickest 168. That record.
Okay. There's a lot of records in AB de Villiers to choose from. Right? So you never know. Paul, what about you?
I think I'll go with Kohli, Virat Kohli.
Virat Kohli? Paul looks like Shan, doesn't he?
Do you think Bhakti can be in that make the moustache like Shikhar Dhawan kind of contest if he started there?
We can start it. Why not? We can even try and Photoshop like a moustache. Bhakti, we'll try to take a screen grab. Bhakti, can you see me? Just do this. And we'll feature on the LED board like this. So if you can just do this, we'll take a screen grab and put a moustache on. Like this or like this. Come on, do it. Where are you? Come on, it'll be fun.
I want Shikhar to look at me and recognize me. I'm not going to do that.
I thought you just did.
You just did. Thanks, Gaurav. Thank you. I have no idea. We're like James Bond here in Castrol. 1 second and 4 hours. So Paul says that
poor Paul. No one's talking to Paul.
No one's talking to Paul. That's the problem when you put 2 girls and 2 men talking to each other. Paul is like the 5th wheel of this car. Paul, we're going to focus on you now, buddy.
Okay.
Paul, we're going to give you 30 seconds while you have a drink of water. Say whatever you want to.
Go on, Paul. Do you want to see how you look with your face painted and who's your equal, the Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan kind of fan?
So yeah, like I said, I would like to go with Virat Kohli. If I have other options. No. You're getting with
Paul, I think your best chance is talking to me. You got no chance talking to Gaurav Kapur.
Yeah, I mean, he just said he's sitting in the meeting room anyway.
Correct.
Meeting room.
You got a better chance talking to Sanjay Manjrekar, who's the most correct of us all.
He is the most correct. That is true. He is the most correct.
Let's ask Sanjay going ahead. We got two more games. Is there? You're going to play the quarterfinal. It looks at this stage you're going to play the quarterfinal against England. I know we're going to do a hangout before that. But Is this the best India can play, you think, going ahead? Is it the best the fans can expect going ahead?
Yeah, that match against South Africa. I also watch a lot of movies. I think Gaurav watches a bit of English movies. Harsha watches once in 6 months when he gets a bit of time.
No, I saw one of the
impressed with average.
I saw one of the flights outstanding with Benedict Cumberbatch in it. I don't know if you know.
Imitation Game.
Theory of imitation.
Anyway, go on. So do you think India can continue this?
Yeah. So there was a movie called The Perfect Storm, starring George Clooney, where all the elements have to come together to create the perfect storm, which is devastating. It's not something that you want. But that day against South Africa, it was a bit like the perfect storm, but the good storm, where every element came together. I mean, in the last match, they dropped their first catch. They've taken 19 or 20 catches and haven't dropped a single one. They just dropped one, I think, in the last match. UAE. So everything came together. So that performance was the benchmark for India.
That's a great analogy with the perfect storm right there. Yeah. Sanjay, do you think this is the best Indian fielding team ever?
Yes, and this is entirely Mahendra Singh Dhoni doing. Yeah. Champions Trophy when we won in England. Spinners played a part, getting wickets in the middle overs, and also the fielding was outstanding. The same thing is happening here as well. It's being taken in the middle, spinners coming into play, getting outstanding. And this is something that Dhoni always stressed on. He always wanted good fielders in the side. And he had actually made a very remarkable remark. I see that if you remember last time when we were in Australia, talked about these three of the team that he has to always worry about, hated that situation. So this is slowly what Dhoni has created, a good fielding outfit, and it's the results are showing.
I'll tell you what, when you're in the crowd and you see the team fielding like that, it lifts the side, it lifts the crowds as well. So, yeah, we talk.
Harsha, when you see Pakistan, you see how much growth Indian cricket is seeing in that department, because Pakistan has stagnated as an international team with their batting and their fielding. India's fielding was comparable with Pakistan in the 80s, but now look where India is with their fielding and where Pakistan's is.
Okay, now if you want to continue being on this campaign as well as India, go ahead. It's only been 3 matches to go before the quarters start. We'll have another hangout then 3 good days, and you could cling on to the cup again. But that requires 3 good days. Maybe that's the perfect storm that Sanjay was talking about. So log on to Facebook and head to Castrol Cricket's page. That's one thing you can do. Follow the Twitter handle at Castrol Cricket. That's one way of going. Or access the app from the Facebook page. And you could be part of this whole cheer squad. You could cling on to the cup, and then you could do what Gaurav does.
Which is cheer for the team and get really excited.
Can India cling on to the cup, you think?
Sorry?
Can India cling on to the cup?
I hope so. That's what we all want. We really want India to cling on to the cup. If you would have asked this question 3 weeks ago,
we'd have said no.
I would have said no.
Yeah, we'd all have said no.
We all would have said
surprised us, but the surprise was very pleasant. And let's be honest. Maybe a lot of people would say, you know what, I knew it all along. No, we didn't. Let's be honest, we didn't. But how can you support? Pledge your support to hashtag cling on to the cup, as we said, either through the Facebook page or through the app that you will see there. Get onto the app or on Twitter, and you could get featured on those boundary boards as well by the celebrities on the ground, some of them in the commentary box, celebrities like Sanjay Manjrekar in the commentary box. Some of us might tweet about it, will you?
Of course I'll tweet about it. I've been tweeting about cling on to the cup, and I think India needs all the support that we can get. And I believe I know you're a big believer in energy as well, in negative energy and positive energy. And I think if 1.2, 1.4 billion people...
I'm glad you brought that up, Gaurav, about the negative energy and the positive energy, because we are performers at one level. When we do television, Gaurav, me, Sanjay, there's performers out there on the ground who are performing for their country. And if there is positive energy, you're just thinking of what you can do. When there's negative energy around, you're thinking of what can go wrong, of who the opposition is, how can they get you going. You're thinking about what you don't have rather than what you have. So it's brilliant. And I'm not saying that Cling On to the Cup initiative with all these people cheering along the boundary ropes is going to win India the cup. But it's going to help put all the guys in the right frame of mind. Yeah. I think that matters. I mean, you've had good days and bad days before a television camera, and you know when people are supporting you, it's a good feeling. I know Sanjay's had his good days and bad. When he's had his bad days, I stay out of the way. We all stay out of the way when Sanjay is having a bad day.
I think you notified me once when I was having a bad day.
There you are.
I think you did, and it really helps because you can tell you'll have 7 people if with negative energy, and just one person with positive can overcome that. So can you imagine if there's 11 people playing on a field, and you've got 80,000 people in the stadium who are giving them positive energy, and then so many, thanks to Cling On to the Cup, who are providing that through the LED boards and just being there. I think as fans, I think that's the least that we can do.
Yeah, so let's all pledge to hashtag Cling On to the Cup, take India to the ultimate victory. I'm going to go to Sanjay once more because Sanjay has these great parallels, these metaphors that come from extreme weather. We talked about the perfect storm. I remember Gaurav, he was sitting here, Anil was sitting here, and Sanjay talked about a tsunami of support. Sanjay, remember that? The tsunami of support that you talked about?
Yes, because I found, generally what we use is a wave of support, tidal wave of support and all that. But, that after Bangalore and Anil was there, after that first lap, Pakistan, the support that we got and the vibes that we got from the crowd, I felt tidal wave or wave of support was not adequate to describe what we felt. Tsunami again is a destructive force, but that was the power that we felt. The power of support.
You're also our expert on this show. What do India need to do better? Take the game to another level. And then we'll talk about what the fans can do to take their game up to another level.
The team is coming together, but sometimes I feel that we might just let India down on one night. So that is something that's got to be careful. The other thing that I worry about is people like Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, and Suresh Raina.
Oh, Rohit
If I get a chance to Sorry.
You're worrying about Rohit Sharma. We've got who on the hangout.
Yeah, we've got Rohit Sharma's in the name of Bhakti.
No, Bhakti is Shikhar's Bhakt. Megha.
Oh, sorry, yes.
And Megha means rain, and Sanjay likes storms and tsunamis.
There you go. It's all coming together, isn't it? Please.
So just a little thing would be, if they can just take less balls in the air and learn from people like, Virat Kohli, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Ajinkya Rahane, who don't look so that might just allow them to be a little more consistent. So that the consistent performance that we see can continue right till the end of the tournament.
Sanjay, when we talked before the tournaments, before they started on the Google Hangout with you and Anil, and we were hoping India did well, but we didn't exactly say India were favourites. Has anything changed? Do you think that India could be in a short list of favourites?
No, actually, I constantly held the view, even after the tri-series, because I wanted to be sure that India's, I wanted to know whether India's intensity would come to World Cup, because I got that feeling in the tri-series, they almost I never thought because of that India was not contending. So they were always in my top four, and they continue to be in the top four. I won't say they are the clear favourites to win it, they're still in the top four contenders.
Yeah, but South Africa is suddenly not looking as good as they were a few weeks ago, right?
South Africa looks scared. Dale Steyn was scared. Morne Morkel was scared. AB de Villiers was cautious against Jadeja and Ashwin. That is very interesting to watch. And I think that is their weakness.
We talk about consistency in sport a great deal, and I think that is one of the things that Sanjay was referring to a little while back. It's been a good start, but can the bowlers be consistent? Can the fielders be consistent? Can the fans be consistent as well? I mean, I think AB de Villiers was asked after that during the South Africa game, and he said, "Yeah, we know it's an away game. It's a home game for India. Everyone looked at it as a home game for India." Can the fans be consistent? Can you keep sending your support in as well? So
yes, we must. Yes, we must. Say it with me. Yes, we must. See, I've already pledged my support, and I hope you have as well. I know a lot of us have not been as lucky as Harsha and Sanjay to be there to actually support the team.
But they've been on the LED boards. Megha's been, Bhakti's been, Paul's been on the LED board. So let's ask all these three guys. Paul,
we're there. Thanks to Cling On to the Cup, we're there on the LED boards.
Paul, if Virat scores a duck, will you still scream and say, "Cling on to the cup, come on, India"?
Is that a trick question?
What you make what you will of it.
No, if he gets on a duck, I'll definitely be sad. But still, I'll be cheering for India.
I mean, it doesn't have to happen, but I'm just testing out your how good a fan you are. Because
Shub
I'm going to the other two.
boliye.
I'm now going to the other two. Will you continue to support India? Megha, Bhakti, Paul, all of you will continue to support India because you're a cross section of the Indian fans. So if you are, I guess everyone else will.
Absolutely.
No, my question is actually very simple because in India we are also fair weather fans, are we not, Harsha? In general, we're fair weather fans. 3 weeks ago, everybody was, nahi, hum to nahi jeet payenge, to qualify nahi karenge. Now we won the 2 big games and now everyone. But now we have to promise that even if, God forbid, we lose a match leading up to the quarterfinals, we will still keep supporting the team. Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Absolutely.
Yes? Say with me, I pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge to support India
Support India.
in sickness and in health.
Why is doing that? You know why he's doing that? He's only recently got married. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to tell everyone. He's only
It's fine,
recently
it's
got
not a
married.
secret.
He's been making all these pledges, so
Yeah.
he's got all the words right. He knows exactly what to say.
Okay, but I'll do one that I didn't say at my wedding, which is I pledge to cling on to the cup.
You did.
Come on, guys. Say it with me, guys. I pledge to cling on to the cup.
I pledge
I pledge to cling to the cup.
Very good.
Yes, and that'll be fun to watch. I mean, I'm back in India. I'm going to be sitting over here, but I'll be keeping an eagle eye on those hoardings, on the boundary boards, on the LED boards as well. But why don't all of you do it as well? Spread the word around. Listen, the fans have been magnificent for India. I was in Australia, as I said, the newspapers are all about it. On television, they were all about it because they hadn't seen the Adelaide Oval. They'd seen footy there. They'd seen the Australian rules football where they got 85,000, but they hadn't seen the colour. So the Indian fans are already making a splash. So let's continue doing that. As I said, you don't take a run or you don't score a run or take a wicket, but you can help someone else do it.
Exactly. So we're just gonna, as before we end, we have to just keep talking about the pledge because as fans, that's what we can promise. We pledge to support India. We pledge to support the cup. We've got Harsha here who's pledged with us as well.
Cling on to the cup. Cling on to the cup.
I pledge to cling on to the cup.
I pledge to cling on to the cup.
Excellent.
Because I've been married too long.
Yeah. We got Sanjay also. Sanjay, we need your hand up and a little pledge from you as well. I pledge to cling on to the cup.
Pledge to cling on to the cup.
That's right. We haven't got Anil joining us here, but we'll try to get a pledge from him later as well. We've got one from Megha, Bhakti and Paul. And you can join us as well. Hashtag cling on to the cup. That's where we are. तो आप भी pledge करिए. आप भी जुड़िए हमारे साथ. देखिए, जब 130, 140 करोड़ इंडिया के फैंस एक साथ जुड़ जाएंगे, तो कोई टीम हमें नहीं रोक सकती. ऑस्ट्रेलिया नहीं रोक सकती, न्यूजीलैंड नहीं रोक सकती, साउथ अफ्रीका तो रोक ही नहीं पाई, पाकिस्तान रोक ही नहीं पाई, कोई नहीं रोक पाया, हमें कोई नहीं रोक पाएगा क्योंकि हम फैंस एक साथ हैं. देखिए क्रिकेट आप लोग संभालेंगे, आप हैं, संजय हैं, पर हम लोग
नहीं. संजय बोलेगा, मैं बोलूंगा, आप भी बोलते आए, आप भी चिल्लाओगे, आप नाचोगे. जो क्रिकेटर्स वहां हैं वो जीतेंगे.
वो संभालेंगे फील्ड पे क्या हो रहा है. बट रियली एट द एंड ऑफ द डे I will let Harsha tell you how you can do this again while I do the chant at the back again. As usual.
Okay, there's 3 things you can do.
जीतेगा भाई जीतेगा.
Okay, there's 3 things you can do. Either you can be on the Castrol Twitter handle, or that's at Castrol Cricket, or you can go to the Facebook page and enter there, or you can download your app. No one's looking at me, or you can download the app and get on. But keep that energy going. You know, it's good to see. The World Cup comes once in 4 years, so keep that energy going, keep the support going, and it makes a big difference. And who knows, in India might go on. As Sanjay said, there's a perfect storm coming. Let's end on a slight cricketing note as well. Sanjay, if compared to where you were in your expectation before it started, where are you now?
Exactly where I was started off. India, one of the focus. And on the big night, they're playing a stronger team, skills-wise and ability-wise. I'll back in it when it purely and that seems to Russia from Russia.
Yeah, something's raised the game. It's been their performance that's raised the game. But you talk to the fans. I mean, you know what Dhoni said. Dhoni said we don't get to play in front of fans like these everywhere.
Yeah.
Suddenly the World Cup has come. And he said it does lift you. It does lift you. Look in the stand, you see the sea of blue looking back at you. It does lift you. So Hamilton,
credit to us.
Perth, a little bit. Perth, Hamilton, Auckland, and then we'll take it from there. It could well be the MCG again for the quarterfinals.
Excellent. So now, before we go, can we do a chant before we sign off? We ask with Megha, Bhakti, Paul, will you join me in the chant?
Yes.
Sanjay,
Okay.
Harsha, everybody ready? जीतेगा भाई जीतेगा
India.
जीतेगा भाई जीतेगा
India, जीतेगा.
I'm just saying I alone am louder than 5 of you together. You just have to say India जीतेगा. ठीक है? Ready? We'll do it again. Take 2. जीतेगा भाई जीतेगा
India.
जीतेगा भाई जीतेगा
India.
Hang on to the cup.
It's coming with a slight lag. Maybe that's why you didn't you couldn't match it in sound. But there you go. That's what we've got for you today. So it's been wonderful watching the cricket. It's been wonderful watching the fans do their bit. It's been wonderful watching everyone else do it. It's been quite an event, and hopefully it'll continue to be that. In the next 3 games, we'll do our next hangout with you just before the quarterfinal, for which India should. Well, India probably already have qualified already. So till such time as the next game starts and the game after that, you know how you can do it. Do cling on to the cup. We'll all cling on to the cup, and we'll all have a great time doing it. So thank you very much to Sanjay, to Megha, to Bhakti, to Paul, and to him. Goodbye.